Hi folks, I'm Jimmy Ray Purser, and a lot of you may be wondering out there, just what is a port? Now, a lot of folks are looking at it and they're saying, well, obviously, it's where a piece of equipment plugs into. But you know what? A port is a lot more than that. You know, the port is really the entry, the ingress and the egress of where all our data transfer takes place. And there's a lot of things that go wrong at the port. As a matter of fact, I would say that probably about 90% of the troubleshooting calls I've been on, the problem has been right at the port layer. Either the cable's not terminated correctly, the port is bent, or the configuration is actually incorrect on the port. Your port is really broken down into a couple different pieces. Besides the electrical components that make it work, the port is physically where my cable plugs in and making sure that those terminations are good and they're correct. I don't have the tangs of my cables broke off, and they're really anchored really well. The other part of it is where my interface configuration ties to that port. Now, when a port goes from being a physical where I plug in stuff in to where I'm looking at it in software, that's when it actually changes name from a port really to an interface. And an interface is where I configure and I set up the behavior, the specifics, the IP addresses, the access control lists. The information I want, how that port to behave, is configured on that interface. So the port and the interface are basically the same. Now, there's a lot of folks out there who may disagree with that because the interface can also be virtual, as you can tie a group of them together, put them on a VLAN and that type of stuff, but the concept is still the same. That interface, that port, carries all the information to make that communication process work end to end. When you're troubleshooting a port, definitely start from the bottom up. Speed, duplex, cabling, and then work your way up to see if you got any problems. I guarantee you, probably chances are you're going to solve most of the problems before you ever get past up into like the layer 3 level, if you will. I'm Jimmy Ray Purser, and that's what a port is.